Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Today it's about the series that I've been doing the last couple of weeks. It's more for beginner to sort of intermediate runners, and today I want to talk about long run shoes. So today the shoe that I'm going to focus on is the Asics Superblast 2s. Look, I'll just quickly go through the stats and the features first of all. We've got 46 in the heel, down to 38 in the forefoot with an 8mm drop. It's a neutral running shoe. The foam that runs through it is the Flight Foam Turbo, which they use on the race day shoes, and there is a carrier foam right along the bottom there, and it's the Blast Eco, and that really just gives it a bit of stability. Obviously it's a pretty high stack, that just gives it a bit of stability in the shoe, as well as obviously a bit of durability there as well. In the upper there, it's a mesh type material. It's pretty breathable. Then you're running through to the heel counter, which is a pretty solid heel counter. Lots of padding through the inside there, so it's pretty comfortable through there on the Achilles and on there as well. The tongue is gusseted. It's very thin, but it's got a bit of padding on there as well. So it's a good tongue. Doesn't move around too much. Look back onto the upper. I do find my foot I don't think is narrow, but I do find it's a pretty accommodating toe box. It's pretty wide, and it possibly is a little bit roomy, a little bit of bag and sag there, but you do get used to it. I do remember when I first got this shoe. Look, this shoe now, I've only had it probably 3 months, and I've put about 450 kilometres on the shoe. I do remember when I first started taking the shoe out, it feels like a lot of shoe. You look at it, it's got a wide footprint. Just going on to that as well as on the outsole, it's the Asics AHA rubber. Look, to be honest, it's got a little bit of lugs. You could take it on light trails or towpaths as well. Me being a heel striker, I've got a little bit of wear on the heel. Nothing too much. Nothing that's really going to affect the performance. I suspect with something like these, you're going to get 800 to 1,000 kilometres, no problems. You might lose a bit of pop, but I think you'll get at least 800 or so before you probably lose that performance. As I said, you could probably take it on some light trails as well. It's very, very durable. Mine's an 11.5, and the weight is approximately just over 300 grams. So it's not a lightweight shoe. But that saying is it doesn't feel heavy underfoot as well. Yeah, so that's probably the stats and the features on it. What do I use these for? Look, I use these predominantly for my daily runs. Look, my daily run's a bit bigger than probably a lot of people. I'm in pretty heavy marathon training at the moment, so a daily run for me is 16, minimum 16, generally 16 or 20k. So I use it on my daily stuff, and my long runs I'm now just doing just over 30 kilometres. I try and do 5 to 6 30k plus runs before the marathon. Well, I've got one in April. So I'll use these 4 or 5 times, and then I'll use whatever race day shoe that I'm going to use for probably one of the long runs as well. Very comfortable for any type as well. Look, obviously with the protection you've got it on the rear, no ground feel whatsoever, and it's got a really nice smooth rocker that transitions from heel to toe. Being a heel striker myself, they are perfect for a bit of a heel striker, because you can really feel that foam underneath the heel. They are pretty firm, which I was a little bit surprised with. But as I said, being a heel striker, if anything's a bit softer, it's the heel because of the stack. So they are comfortable. Look, to me, it's the best non-plated. And I'm not a big fan of plated shoes. It's probably the best all-round shoe that I've ever worn or purchased. I do understand for new runners that it's an expensive shoe to buy. it's expensive for everybody at $320. It was very difficult to get, first of all, for the first 12 months. It's a lot more available now in lots of different colorways. $320 is a lot of money, but if you really put it into perspective, this shoe here can do anything realistically. It can go from 5Ks up to the marathon to trails. You could run an ultra in it. So if you do it that way, you probably don't need to buy a speed shoe. You could get away with using this for those sessions as well, long run, daily runs. So it probably isn't that expensive if you look at it as an overall shoe. As I said, for me, it's probably the best non-carbon shoe that I've ever purchased. Look, this will be hanging around for a while, so there won't be any discounts. Notoriously, it's a shoe, obviously, that sells bucket loads and sells out pretty quickly, so they won't discount it for a long time. I believe the 3 is not due out till at least March next year, so there's another 12 months of this shoe as well. So they're not going to put it down in price. So if you've got that money spare, which is, I know, pretty tough to do, I would certainly don't expect to get a discount. You might be able to get a code somewhere to get 10-15% off, but generally you're not going to get it much under that $320. Look, as I said, it's a great all-round shoe for a beginner runner. Look, it's expensive. But you won't regret buying a shoe like this. It's just so smooth from heel to toe. It's not aggressive. It's comfortable, so comfortable because you've got so much stack. It's very stable in the rear as well. You don't wobble on it at all. I think that's because you've got the dual foams there as well. Asics have nailed it on this shoe here quite easily. And they know that as well. It's just an all-round perfect shoe. For me, it's, no shoe's totally perfect, but for me, it's a 9.5, if not more. For me, I grab it pretty much, apart from a speed session, I grab it every time. One, because it doesn't let you down. It's so consistent. You can pick the pace up and you save your legs in the same time as well. Great shoe, expensive. You'll love the shoe. What I'm trying to basically say, if I can get it out, is it won't let you down. You won't be disappointed. There is a few people that said they don't like it, but generally, I don't think you're not going to like it. It is just a great running shoe. It's a premium price, and you pay for it, but you will love it. Yeah, so that's basically it on this. Look, if you've got it, let me know and tell me your thoughts on it and what you think. I might be totally wrong. What do you use it for? Long runs, or do you use it for everything as well? I might overuse it. I'm not sure. I'd pick it up a lot because I just love the feel of it and just the transition from the heel to the toe. It's just so smooth, and my legs feel fine session after session. But yeah, drop us a comment, guys, and also press the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I'll speak to you next time. Thanks. Happy running.